Welcome to BoomCast, Explosive News Weekly. I'm Thomas, and this is Trent.
We're really happy to have you.
Have who?
Our listener.
Who's our... Oh, yes. Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
You know, it would make more sense if we had more viewers, but I think to start it's going to be like just Kendra. So, hey, Kendra.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, so to kick things off, I guess we're going to talk about some stuff that has been on the news lately. I found this article the other day that a company is offering fur-ternity leave for new pet owners. So,
How do you spell that? Huh?
Fur-ternity.
Is it fur?
Fur-ternity. So, what's happening here is a Minneapolis marketing company has made tweaks to its employee benefits this summer, ranging from conventional to unusual. So what happened is that they now have the ability to work from home for a week to welcome new dogs or cats.
So this is in Minnesota?
Minneapolis.
In the summertime.
In the summertime.
Why would you want to go outside with your dog in the middle of a Midwestern summer? I don't understand.
How hot is it?
Oh, it doesn't. It's not actually that hot. It's just humid. You know, you get that sweaty ass dog. You get that sweaty ass human.
Dogs don't sweat that much.
Excuse me. They pant, right? That's what they do instead, right?
What does that have to do with anything?
That panty ass dog.
Yep. Okay. Keep going.
Wait. So did you say that there's cats too?
Cats or dogs, but it looks like it's
so somebody could do a cat.
Those two.
If you just have a cat, but they don't do anything anyway.
Cats?
No offense, cat people.
No, but you know, a kitten, you gotta kitten and puppies and things. You kind of show them the new house and where they're gonna go to the bathroom.
I guess so.
And where they're gonna eat and how to drink water. But the thing is a week doesn't.
Well, dogs are really more important. I think that
I agree.
You know, I think if it's a dog, I'm okay with it. If it's a cat, I'm not on board. If it's a fish. Did they specify fish?
I don't think you'd need to stay home for a week with a fish. But
what if it's a really, really big fish, like a barracuda? What if you have a barracuda? I would argue that it takes more effort to take care of a barracuda than a dog. Are you telling me that barracuda? You know what?
I don't know. You might be right.
Here's our first hashtag on the BoomCast. Hashtag Barracuda Lives Matter. Enter that in Twitter. We'll get it trending.
Oh, jeez. Probably won't tweet that, but that's okay.
We can.
So
I got a guy.
You think that it's more work to take care of a barracuda?
Well, just any big fish, exotic fish.
Well,
because you gotta get those big tanks.
Get in the
Cleaning
water.
those big tanks are very expensive.
Where do you put the fish when you're cleaning?
Doesn't matter where you put them. You gotta take care of them.
Where do you put the fish when you're cleaning the tank? In another tank?
You clean it while they're in there. Well, I don't know. I'm not an aquatic
robot cleaner things.
I'm not an aquatic expert on tanks here, but I think that they have cleaning that just kind of goes on while the fish is in there. What happened with Nemo? Wait. Let's go back to Nemo. I think in Nemo, the cleaning thing got jammed, and that's why it got all dirty, right? And so that was a self cleaner.
That was
also a small.
They were not barracudas.
No, that was a small tank too. So I think the bigger tanks. I don't know if they do that. We'll have to do some research on that. But
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Trent, clearly you're a dog guy.
That's
bro.
Sure. Okay.
What would be your ideal dog and why?
You asking me my ideal breed?
Sure.
Or like an ideal? Okay.
However you interpret that question.
You know, I don't know if I could pick one personally. I can give you a couple favorites of mine that if they were available, I would adopt or from the society or whatever. I've always been a huge fan of German Shepherds.
Okay.
You know, I'm mostly a big dog guy, so these are all gonna be big dogs. Yep. So it's good. You know, it's a German Shepherd.
Sure.
They're smart. They're really cuddly, and they get really big. I've taken care of a couple big German Shepherds in my time.
Yeah. Okay. So do you feel the need that if you got a German Shepherd that you'd need a week off, or would you need?
Oh, I would argue you need more
than a week. I agree.
Certain breeds might need more time, and that's an interesting topic because in maternity leave, you get one set of time off, right? Regardless of how complicated your baby is.
months,
if your baby might have, like, if it was born with a genetic disorder or something, that would take a lot more time. And I'm sure, coworker or employers.
Yeah. So explain to me the relevance to owning a dog.
I'm trying to relate it back. No, because you get you get into a hairy situation when you try to specify.
Good one.
Because if you're saying, this dog breed takes a lot longer to get situated, then are you discriminating in that sense? Are you discriminating against small dog breeds or cats?
Well, no, that's not true. Dogs can be discriminated against, but I don't think does it really matter?
Well, I think it does, because there's people like me out there that if they see that, so you get a cat, you get 4 months off. You get a dog, you get 4 months off. I know that's a lot, but pretend 4 weeks. What is it? What did many of us say? A week?
They're getting a week off, and
that's it.
Oh yeah, a week. 1 week.
Okay, that's not bad.
So they're calling it fraternity leave, or paternity leave. I think that depends on if you're a man or.
Well, that's a triggering statement, because cats do have paws, huh?
I guess. So Mr. McCarthy...
That's a trigger statement against fish. Barracuda lives matter yet again.
Oh, jeez.
I don't understand.
Connor McCarthy, a senior account manager at so-called company in Minneapolis, was the latest employee there to seek permission to work from home with a new pet. He quotes that it can be a stressful situation going from a dog's original home to a new home. He was very worried about his dog Bentley, at the time just 2 months old.
It's a good name.
Bentley, yep. Bentley McCarthy.
I would give him 2 weeks off because of the name.
He sent a request to his boss, Miss McMenamin.
Okay.
That's a little, we're going to say hello, Oregon.
That's a little cartoony last name.
McMenamin. Sure. McMenamin's. Great restaurant.
Good restaurant.
That he could work from home the first week to help Bentley get used to his new surroundings, including a kennel, and learn how to go to the bathroom outside.
Well, see,
absolutely.
That is interesting.
Miss McMenamin says absolutely, but a week is not enough time. I've had a dog. I have a dog, and it does not take a week to learn how to go to the bathroom.
No, you took the whole summer to get him, and he's still a bitch when he got to college.
And when we got back to our apartment, remember he pooped in the corner,
he pooped all over.
A month, and we had no idea.
He didn't chew up as much as I thought he would, but he did.
He was fine, other than that he found a.
But he was a small dog,
and pooped in the corner for a month. Yeah,
but that's still unacceptable. I mean, it's not. You want to be trained beyond that. You want to be trained beyond that.
Well, no, and now he is. But it was, the first month he was finally in his new home.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that, and that's
the routine.
And that's why I think it's impossible to, regulate this. Because cats are not. For a cat, it's definitely going to take less than a dog.
That's true. Well,
but a week is not enough for a dog. But a week might be enough for a cat.
Well, I think it also comes down to the whole are people going to now just use this to get time off of work?
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, okay, so if you go a base amount of time, maybe say, okay, dogs take maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Let's just say 2 to 3 weeks. But a cat's only going to take a week. So you're going to spend a week training your cat, and then you're going to have 2 weeks off that you're not going to do anything, or you're not going to have that stress, right?
So
people would take advantage of that all the time.
So do you think there should not be paternity leave?
Well, I think it's I just think it should be.
Is it more of a conversation you have with your manager or whatever?
I don't think it should be a company-wide policy. I think it needs to be a conversation. You got to have a good understanding boss there, because a boss is going to know when you're taking advantage of that kind of a policy. So,
right.
I don't know. That's my opinion.
Sure.
I know. If I tried to tell my boss I need a month off because I got a kitten, he would. It's not really a month off. It's just a month to work from home. I don't even think that it would just be a bit of a interesting situation. I don't think I would be able to do that. I don't think many people would be able to get that. But all right, good shit.
Okay, so on a very similar note, another article this week was the Nabisco animal crackers, which I'm hoping most of the people listening to this know. The little animal crackers that come in a little red box with the little handle.
The Generation Z people probably don't.
No, it's still in stores. But I just remember when I was young,
post-2000s babies,
you carrying them class. You're like the cool kid on campus carrying the animal crackers around
with the little string, right?
Yeah, so Nabisco's Barnum's Animals crackers, right?
Yeah.
You carry them
Nabisco.
around. Not that I ever noticed this, so I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what the big deal is. We'll see what you have to say. But apparently, they were behind bars on a train car, which back
that sounds
in
familiar.
1902 when Nabisco first created these.
1902, you
animals
say?
being transported. What?
1902.
1902.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
old. That's an old cracker.
Yeah. It's an old cracker. The circus has been around for a long time. They were on a boxcar behind bars on the packaging. PETA got involved, thinking, and animal rights, I'm all for it. PETA got involved and PETA got involved now and wanted Nabisco to change their packaging so that the animals were not behind bars because they wanted people buying the snacks to understand that animal rights do matter and that ethical treatment of animals is important.
So what are they on? What's the situation now? What's the box have been doing?
So after many, so PETA called for this redesign in 2016. It finally went through, and they are, they've put it in store. So what it is a zebra, elephant,
I gotta look this
lion, giraffe, and a gorilla walking in the middle of the Sahara, freely.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So my first thought was, first of all, these animals aren't going to be walking next to each other. The lion is going to be eating all of them.
Yeah, no, this is not biologically accurate at all. One episode of Planet Earth will tell you why.
Great show.
Let me look at this. It's worth a look at the new animal crackers. Oh, they're not strings anymore. They're actually just a cardboard
I'm
flap.
Sure how you
That's stupid.
Them. It looks like there's a little handle on the top.
Yeah.
Which is lame.
Well, so here's my take on this. I can overlook the fact that this scenario of a photo op would never be able to take place in the wild here in the Sahara.
Mm-hmm.
I can look past that, but I don't think that PETA is going far enough here because the one thing I noticed. One thing I noticed when I look at this box, it's still a box. They're still inside a box.
Are we talking about the crackers?
We're talking about the crackers.
Okay,
the crackers are still inside the box.
I'm pretty
just
sure
like they were
PETA
before.
Isn't talking about the crackers. They're talking.
No, I think they are.
Animals as a whole in general.
No, I think that's an accurate. That was supposed to be a representation of the animal crackers, and so I don't think they went far enough. I think that they need to have free range animal cracker farms across the country.
So the animals
actually across wherever they make them. I don't know where Nabisco makes them. Probably Los Angeles.
I highly doubt it's Los Angeles. It's probably some big
wherever. That's irrelevant too, I guess. Wherever.
Middle America. So
we need free range animal crackers.
You want someone Nabisco particularly to buy?
Absolutely.
And you kind of throw the animal crackers around and let them be.
Well, it's an interesting conversation because does PETA want to regulate the farm to table process, like where they're raised versus where they are at the grocery store? Because I think it's far enough if you just create little free range sections of the grocery store where the animal crackers can roam, right? Okay. So you have your veggies, you have your fruit section, right? But then you have in the back by the produce. You have your free-range animal cracker farms.
Okay,
but where they're ready to be picked up.
Nobody wants animal crackers on Tuesday and they go stale. Then they're all dead.
You can't debate the shelf life of these poor creatures, but I think they last a while. Anybody know the expiration date standard? I don't know.
So apparently, PETA Executive Vice President Tracy Raymond says she is celebrating the box redesign for cultural change it represents. Quote, "The new box for Barnum's animal crackers perfectly reflects that our society no longer tolerates the caging and chaining of wild animals for circus shows."
They're getting a lot of PR from this. Can we have them send us a couple boxes? I'm starving.
I know, but we're giving them all. Yeah,
I haven't had straight animal crackers in fucking forever.
I don't think they're that good anymore. At least the ones from Costco.
Here's a hot take too. Listen up to this hot take. Hot take. I don't think that the frosted animal crackers are better than these, and I think these are better, hands down. You know, I don't think there's I don't think there, and I don't even want to have a debate about it. I just want to say that and move on.
Got it.
Because there are some people out there that think that way, but we don't like to talk to those people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll leave it at that. You know, I'll leave it at that for my take on that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, so.
Well, hold up. Actually, I want to look at the nutrition facts here.
Yeah.
What are the nutrition facts of a box of these? All right. So the whole box, 260 calories.
How many cookies? Or
28 cookies in a box.
And
they average, they say. 260.
260. Okay.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Only 14 grams of sugar for the whole box.
Huh.
That's impressive. You know, so regardless of whether or not you are pro cage or anti cage on the box, I think that this is a fairly healthy snack compared to other things that you could be having out there.
Agreed. Okay. So you think parents should be giving their kids animal crackers?
Well, I think they could be giving them a lot worse.
Okay.
I think in the grand scheme of things, you probably want to go healthier, but I think that if you're saying these are bad for you, they're not the worst. They're not even that many carbs. 23 grams of carbs.
That's not that very much.
But as far as calories and fat, you know, that's a decent snack.
Yeah, but so let's talk about this. I don't think kids are watching their weight very often. Like the average kid is.
No, kids are never watching their weight. You know who's watching their weight is their parents.
The parents are watching their kids' weight, or the parents are watching their own.
Parents are watching their kids. They want to give their kids good stuff.
Well, so how much protein and vitamins are in these animal crackers?
Oh, it's only 2 grams, 4 grams of protein, and not a whole lot of vitamins. Actually, you know, it says good source of calcium right on the box there, so I'll take that. A lot of calcium, like drinking milk. Good for strong bones.
Okay, all right. So we agree that it's a decent snack.
Decent snack. Could be worse. Could be better. It's probably right at like a 6. If 10 is like celery.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and one is like butter.
Celery is just water.
Well, that's why it's healthy.
Yeah.
Fuck ants. Hey, fuck ants on a log. Actually, speaking of celery, I don't know. Speaking of kindergarten foods, fuck ants on a log. It was only because of the celery, actually. So fuck celery. Never mind. Ants on a log's fine. I'm a huge peanut butter guy. You'll find that out as you.
Hot take.
As we. Yeah,
so hot take is another hot take. Hot take 2 is fuck celery.
As we journey through this voyage of our podcast, you'll find out that I'm pretty strong on peanut butter, but I'm not very strong on celery. I think celery is a waste of a vegetable.
It's not. Okay, well, I don't.
So you're offsetting all of peanut butter's glory with a shithole vegetable of a celery. Celery, actually, I don't know if we have time for this, but celery is the least favorite vegetable. I don't think there's a worse vegetable in society than celery.
Wow, that is a strong opinion. What about Brussels sprouts?
Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. Really? Holy shit! Have you ever had sauteed?
I don't think that's funny. When we were roommates, I don't think I've ever seen you eat a vegetable, so I wouldn't know.
So I don't even know if I actually ate any Brussels sprouts when we were like. I don't think I'd ever had them before.
I'm telling you, never had a vegetable.
I had them on a business dinner.
I had to physically feed you vegetables.
Holy shit! You get the outside shell crispy with a little bit of I don't even know, some kind of oil. Holy shit! That's a top 10 way to eat vegetables right there.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but yeah, so you know, you can't tell me a vegetable worse than celery. It's just there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we talked a lot about Nabisco animal crackers, and we weren't quite sure if you know, some of our potentially younger listeners know what they are. You know, Gen Z in particular. I read like 2 days ago that Gen Z, which are I don't know the exact dates, but millennials, which we are, who are between 1981 and 1999 or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
So millennials, which are, you know,
did you say they're gonna outnumber us?
Outnumber millennials. So there's gonna be more people born. There's gonna be more Gen Zs than millennials within a year.
Well, that's good news for Fortnite.
By 2019, 32% of the global population will be Gen Z. So kids born between 2000 and
2020, I think, probably. 2020.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Must be 20. No, it's a 20-year decade, 20-year periods, I
I
think.
mean, I guess I could look.
So
it up, but I'm not gonna.
Gen Z people are still being born now.
Right.
Because it was 80 to 99, right? And then now
I
it's
think it was
2000 to
89, I think so.
by
Yeah.
2020.
So
Think about this though. You could have a kid. If you have a kid in the next year or so, you could have a Gen Z baby. Think about that.
That's
Do you
right.
want to bring your kid into this culture we live in right now
Well,
as a Gen Z
I
baby?
think you're gonna tell a bunch of people to not have babies because of the year.
I'm implying that they should.
Should
They should abstinence. That's the only true. Nah, I won't get into that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that on this. So the difference between Gen Z and millennials, a big difference, is that I think for people born in 1981, cell phones and computers weren't not everybody had them, right?
Nah.
So, and then when we, when we were younger, I saw those big clunky cell phones. We had one family computer that like nobody really used. The internet was still, whatever. But by the time I was, I don't know,
Amazon sold
by
books.
the time I was like 12 or 13, I'm 24 now. That's when technology really kind of became ingrained in the everyday life. But for these kids in Gen Z, they were born with that kind of tech. They saw it as a child. They saw their parents using their cell phones when they were 2, 3, 4. They had iPads and
they come,
and
they're born
cell
into a
phones
generation
and texting and iMessage and
they're born into a generation where their parents are Snapchatting their birth.
I'm sure that happened, yeah. And
can you
iPhones.
imagine
people in our generation, what they're going to be doing when they're giving birth? Like, not the kids that are in their 30s, but I'm talking more like the 24-year-olds right now, like 4 years when they have a kid. It's going to go on Twitch live stream. It's going to go on Snapchat. It's going to be weird.
I can't even fathom it.
It's going to be weird.
I can't even fathom it. Yeah, they're going to post pics of their in-home birth just for those Instagram likes.
Well, and I'm curious as like how this is gonna change. And I've read a lot. I've been reading a lot of articles how like millennials and Gen Z are changing how what the workforce looks like and how companies do business. But think about when Gen Z is out of, all of them are out of college and in careers. These kids that spend most of their time. And I've seen it firsthand. Like one of my friend's little sister, she's 16. I'll go over to his house or his family's house, and she'll be there with her friends, and they'll be in the living room together, but they're all on their phones. Mm-hmm. Like they're not even talking to each other. And if they're talking to each other, they're sending each other memes via Instagram. Right. So it's just very weird. So
So I think I think we're a victim of that too. I think we started. So you were 13. I was the same age as you. You were 13. It was about 2006, and that's when the iPhone came out. Pretty much, around that time. And so that's kind of what drove this whole on the phones all the time. When your phone started being able to be more than just your phone, when it can be your computer, your iPod.
Computers in our pockets now.
Yeah. And so the more capabilities you can have on your phone in your pocket, the less you really yearn for that interaction beyond that, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think I don't know if it's some people consider it a problem. I don't know if it's a problem. I just think that it takes a while for people that didn't grow up like that. It takes a while for them to get adjusted to it. Like, anybody at the beginning of millennial, like the people that are born in the 80s and 80s, early 90s, I think they were just kind of the end of that, why get off your phone kind of deal.
Right.
But I think our age forward, pretty much we're
media.
I think that's where it started.
Almost.
Yeah,
for the most part. I mean, my job is social media. That's what I do. And so,
and you wouldn't see that kind of a job.
No, social media is still pretty new sort of thing for corporations. So it's
right.
Nobody really knows
right.
what they're doing.
And so I think go back to your previous question. When Gen Z goes through college and starts getting the workforce, I think that our level of millennials who will have moved into those kind of manager executive levels, I think that we will have enough understanding, at least. Maybe we don't want to do that, but we at least understand that that's how it is.
No,
I would like to think that a lot of.
I think that right now,
transition.
There's all this like talk about millennials are the worst, and they don't have a good work ethic, and they don't do this and they don't do that,
Right.
and they expect to get paid. I think that's because the generation that is director level and above, we're not close enough. They don't understand. But when we become director level and we're working with Gen Z, which I'm pretty sure that is going to happen, I think things are going to change, and it's not going to be as potentially kind of, I don't want to say hostile, because I don't think it's hostile.
Well, I don't think they really understand. They have their definition of a hard day's work, right?
Which has changed for that. They've watched it change.
That will have completely changed by the time those people get into the workforce, in my opinion. And you have to. There's always gonna be growing pains with that. Like there's obviously growing pains now with just our age people trying to adapt to people who are our bosses, but they don't really understand or see the benefit of mobile phones and internet and all that stuff.
Okay, well, so
certain industries are more adaptive.
Yeah, that makes sense. But so the thing is all the good stuff that having cell phones, like a way to communicate, check in on people all the time. We're constantly plugged in though, and because of cell phones, according to an article, a Time.com article, like when you're hanging out with your friends and you're at a bar and you check your phone to text somebody that's not in the room with you. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. So now you stop talking to the people that are actually in person with you. It's actually found to threaten, like that's threatening for fundamental needs, especially in groups. So when you pick up your phone, and they're calling it phubbing, phone snubbing. So you stop a conversation, you snub someone to check your phone.
Oh, that happens. That happens all the time. And you know what? And you know who the biggest culprits of that are?
Who?
It's baby boomers. Is anybody older than us? Because they are it's so much. I think that our age and Generation Z, they're so used to it that it doesn't. I think they're able to do these kind of things so fluidly that it doesn't really affect their day-to-day conversation.
No, I'm gonna disagree.
I think when my mom goes and has to peck out her response on an iPhone, I think that's a lot much more of a snub. She still does it. They still do it just like we do.
No, I get that, but okay. No, I agree. I think that it's a universal thing now that we have cell phones, but I don't think that it's worse in the older generation. Like, think about every time I go out, I'll look around the bar or I'll look around the restaurant, and the majority of people my age and even older,
do you see a lot of people older than you?
Yeah.
What kind of, you going to cougar bars? Or you going to standard bars where there's normal age women?
There's where I live. There's a lot of older people, so you get a little.
You live at a retirement home?
Everybody's on their phone, and so that's affecting belongingness, self-esteem, meaningful existence, and control. So people are. I think it's subconscious too. People don't really realize it, but you're getting that feeling of exclusion, like that you're being excluded or ostracized or not listened to. And I can attest to that. Like, I'll be talking with a friend, and he'll pick up his two phones, and if you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yes,
two
yeah.
Phones.
Oh,
pick up both the phones at the same time and look at them both, and then completely has stopped listening to what I'm saying to him. And we're in person, and instead he's deciding to communicate or check Instagram or go on Facebook to the people virtually, which just makes no sense to me. When there's people in front of you, why is there the need to check your phone, like to check Instagram? I know there's this whole fear of missing out thing, but if you're having an experience, like an in-person experience, I don't know.
Well, I
do it too. I do it also. Like I can't say that I don't. But when I do it, I sometimes catch myself. I'm like, what the hell?
It boils down to, I think a lot of people feel snubbed because they feel like, oh, am I not good enough for you? Is that whoever's texting you, they must be more important if you're going to stop talking to me and talk to them.
No,
right?
Totally. Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the feeling everybody gets when you get snubbed like that, like right in front of you.
Yeah.
But if it's for an exception, if it's for Tinder, I'll allow it. If you're trying to get laid, you can ignore me all you want. Just make that clarification beforehand.
No,
just like I'm on Tinder.
Now this is a whole nother topic. So now the whole dating scene has changed because of it, because people aren't making and meeting people face to face anymore. They're meeting online, and I can go on for a very long time. And if you haven't read Aziz Ansari's Modern Romance and this sort of thing interests you, I highly recommend it, by the way.
Well, I think
now
this is too much. I don't know how much time you want to talk about that, but
now
I think that.
Well, no.
Go ahead.
Long story short, is now you are allowing someone to, instead of trying to make in-person human interactions, to make virtual interactions.
I think,
and honestly, I don't know anybody who's actually I don't know anyone in my friend group who's actually like successfully long-term girlfriend or boyfriend via Tinder at all.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think
or Hinge or any of the the dating apps. Match.com and eHarmony is a different story, but okay. Well,
yeah.
So we're getting we're kind of at the end of our time here. We're gonna do a little recap. We talked about fraternity leave, new parents of animals, parents of pets, I should say. I should clarify, have a week off at a company in Minneapolis. Nabisco animal crackers have escaped their cage and now roam free, which is pretty cool. And I believe the hot take for that...
Hashtag Barracuda Lives Matter.
I believe the hot take, Trent's hot take on Nabisco animal crackers was fuck celery. Let's remember that.
That's, if you take one thing from this, it's just fuck celery. I don't
there
give...
you go, guys.
Yeah, not the verb.
Celery. And lastly, Gen Z will outnumber millennials within a year. And snubbing. Phubbing. Phone snubbing. A little bit of both. And Fortnite. Fuck Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite.
Yeah, fuck you, Gen Z, motherfucking Fortnites.
Oh, yep. That's right. So thanks for tuning in, guys. These will be a weekly thing, so stay tuned for BoomCast Week 2.